we need to speak about Semenyo. Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Spurs all interested. His release clause finishes on January the 10th, which means when the window opens on the 1st, it is going to be 10 days of absolute havoc. Who's he going to sign for? Romano has come out and said he will make his decision in the coming days. Spurs have pulled out of the race. Manchester United and Manchester City have spoken to him recently. Liverpool haven't spoken to him since November. Now, Alexander Isak, with his recent leg break, which has come out in the last couple of days, could that move Liverpool to go on the aggressive attack in the market? Arsenal, though, are they a dark horse? Are they keeping their cards very, very, very close to their chest? Like, the January transfer window, I expect it to be somewhat of a quiet window for Arsenal. But if Man City are prepared to go out there and splash the cash, then surely Arsenal should. Because Man City and Arsenal have the same goal. The narrative has been in recent weeks that Arsenal are falling off. They beat Wolves and they beat Everton. Don't get me wrong. They weren't the most convincing, most unbelievable attacking performances. But on another day, Trossard scores. On another day, they take their chances against Wolves. On another day, maybe we're talking about different subjects today. But the Semenyo transfer is very, very interesting because there's a number of teams interested. But I think it personally comes down to two things. Who's going to go the furthest on his personal terms? Who's going to go the furthest on paying him what he wants? And it comes down to what does Semenyo actually want? Because Tottenham could pay £65 million, agree to deal with Bournemouth, Semenyo rejects it. Man United could do the same. Chelsea could enter the race. We're really talking about probably, I think this will be the biggest subject throughout the January transfer window. There's also a number of Premier League players who could be on the move as well. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. And make sure you do hit that subscribe button. 92% of you, this is madness. 92% of you, yes, you, who watch the content every single day have not subscribed. So please go down and hit that subscribe button. The road to 100,000 is well and truly on. We are about 400 away from hitting 86,000, which genuinely is absolutely insane. It really, really is. Now, I want to talk about what David Ornstein has said in the last couple of days. And we're going to start with Liverpool's perspective because, of course, after the Spurs-Liverpool game on Saturday night, Alexander Isak went off injured. And yesterday, he tweeted out saying that Liverpool fear it could be a significant injury to Alexander Isak. Liverpool fear Alexander Isak has suffered a significant injury in challenge while scoring in Saturday's victory at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Liverpool concern relates to the 26-year-old Sweden international. And then he follows it up about an hour later, maybe half hour later. It might have even been a couple of hours later. He followed it up saying, Alexander Isak set for a period on the sidelines with suspected leg break from the challenge in Liverpool win at Spurs. Liverpool yet to comment on the severity, but scans poised to confirm fears of a fracture to the left side. Recovery typically a few months, which essentially means throughout January, I'm not entirely sure when Cody Gakpo is going to be back. Now, we know Mohamed Salah is going to be out. If Egypt make the final, he'll probably miss the majority of January, which is where Liverpool have some tough games. But not only that, Cody Gakpo is out as well. Now, they play Wolves on Saturday, where I think he's back middle of Jan, Gakpo. And then after that, they've got Leeds United, and they've got Fulham. They've got a big game on the 8th, which is against Arsenal. Now, Liverpool, for me, have to bring in a centre-back. They have to go and bring in Mark Gahey, right? That is their number one centre-back option. Also, if they bring Semenyo, I don't think they're a million miles away from finishing third. And if they can salvage third after the season they've had, the amount of defeats they've faced this season, that is a very, very good turnaround for Liverpool. Another club that's very, very interested is Manchester City. Now, Manchester City is an interesting one because you look at the situation regarding their wide players. Savinho's been linked to the move away. Rayan Cherki is now performing really, really well. But Man United and City, according to Fabrizio Romano, are pushing for the deal. He said, Liverpool have called in November, but no follow-up so far. Liverpool can be active this transfer window. Spurs not advanced to Semenyo, and the £65 million clause expires January 10th. Antoine Semenyo to decide his future. Manchester United and Manchester City are pushing. It's going to be a fascinating situation. I don't think he is the best fit for Manchester United right now. If they're going to play him, they're going to play him in a wing-back position. Now, granted, every single player, unless you are Mohamed Salah or Vinicius Jr., comes back and helps out their fullbacks. And even Salah does to a degree as well. I don't think Semenyo is a luxury player. I don't think he would not come back and help his fullback out. But I don't think wing-back is the best position. When you look at the attackers they've got, Brian Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko, Ahmad, Bruno Fernandes, can all play a number of positions. So I don't necessarily think Man United is the best fit for him. Liverpool, for me, should be focusing on bringing a centre-back in. But with the injury to Alexander Isak, now they're probably going to divert a lot of their attention to Semenyo. Manchester City, if Savinho leaves, there's a very, very good chance they go and break the bank for him. And breaking the bank, yes, it is breaking the bank when you look at the time of the season. It's very, very rare a team will go out there and drop 50, 60, 70 million pounds during mid-season. Now, of course, in terms of players that are going to miss from the AFCON, they're only going to miss Marmoush. Haaland's on great form right now. So is Phil Foden. So is Rayan Cherki. Jeremy Doku is expected to be back, I believe, mid-Jan as well. You know, they've still got other players that can come in, Savinho. And then it kind of leaves Arsenal. And this is where it's interesting. If Manchester City go out there and add Savinho, Arsenal have to act. Now, some people may be saying you're looking at it of a position of reactive rather than proactive. But at the same time, Arsenal can't afford to watch Manchester City strengthen and them not strengthen. Now, I've said this a number of times and I'll say it again. Arsenal need a consistent left winger. We've seen Trossard this season and last season go and step up some huge goals in the Champions League against Bayern Munich this season. Both of them have done really, really well in and around the Champions League. But they need more of a consistent output from both players. You know, they've got a massive, massive game tomorrow night. Now, Trossard's got 4 goals and 3 assists in the league in 13. And I think Martinelli in the league has got, I want to say, only 1 goal, 0 assists. So 5 goals from both players. Where you look at a player like Semenyo. Now, yes, granted, they have both done very, very well in the Champions League. But at the end of the day, the Premier League is your bread and butter. And Semenyo's got 8 goals and 3 assists. Now, AFTV have put out this saying, if Arsenal have to sell one significant attacking player to bring on Antoine Semenyo, would you do it? And he says, I think Arsenal have looked towards the situation in the summer, and I don't think he's willing to wait until that point. But like I said, at the same time, they can't sit there and watch their rivals strengthen. Categorically, you can't. If you want to win a league title, you have to go out there and strengthen while you're on top. Now, the narrative about Arsenal in recent weeks has been they're not performing well and all these different areas of attacking Arsenal people want to do. At the end of the day, they won their last 2 games. They're still top by 2 points. But Manchester City are circling and Manchester City are getting stronger. That's just a fact. They've scored 10 more goals than Arsenal and have 4 more goals on the goal difference tally. And you look at their recent results, the fact they've won 5 in a row, they look really strong. Really, really strong. If they go out there and add a Semenyo, Arsenal need to go out there and bring in a Rodrigo Rafael, which is also going to be very, very difficult during January. AC Milan are very unlikely to sell Leao mid-season, and the same as Real Madrid. Real Madrid are probably more likely than Milan because they've got other players that can play there. But again, Brahim Diaz has left Real Madrid to go and play for Morocco. So he probably won't be back until the end of Jan. So it's a very, very interesting situation in terms of where will he be come January the 10th, which is only 18 days away? So it's less than 3 weeks before that release clause is up. So people need to strap in because this situation is going to get very, very, very busy very quickly. Now, Ruben Amorim has come out a number of times and said they need more attacking strength. And Romano also retweeted this yesterday, saying Antoine Semenyo expected to move in January with 65 million release clause valid until around day 10. Manchester United and Manchester City both called this week, pushing and in direct talks. It's going to be very, very interesting. Who do you think? Does he join Arsenal? Does he join one of the Manchester clubs? Or does he join Liverpool? Let me know your thoughts. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.